I'm checking on a really cool design project I worked on at the San Carlos Community Gardens. Let's go see. Before I take you to my design space, let me take you through the gardens. They're pretty magnificent. Let's go. So behind me are a lot of edible gardens where you can see there's raised beds. They've gotten really creative on how to keep the pests out. So I was told there's gophers, rabbits, and rats. So I see hardware cloth, I see chicken wire over here, and let's go back here so you can see some more. Look at this structure right here. They constructed doors, and there's hardware cloth on there to keep these rodents out and protect their crops. Now let's go that way. What's a little bit different about this community garden that I'm seeing is they have certain sections, like here's a succulent garden, and they have a California natives garden over there, and there's a school garden, there's an herb garden in the middle, and I was told that a landscape architect actually designed the entire garden space. And you can tell it was very, very well thought out. So over here, there is a little orchard space. And then on this side are the native plants. I love that there's a swale here to collect the rainwater, and you can see they have lots of signage that tell you what's here. So we have a native garden. Again, more orchard back here, and there's stone fruit, loquats, citrus trees, and then you can see so many fruit trees. And right here, a little native seed library presented by Wild Ones. You can see there's their seeds. So cool. And then here's the school garden. You can tell it's winter, so nothing is planted out right there. Oh, actually, I take that back. It looks like they planted some garlic right here. There's some garlic. There's even a food bank garden, and it has irrigation in there. Here's the food bank garden. And you can see they really took the time to protect their crops. Sorry if it's a little bit loud. I think the kids are at recess or PE. They even have cattle panel arch trellises, which I love. And then over here, this is a great garden space. And of course, one of my favorites, passion fruit. This is what it looks like in winter. So I bet when it's spring, the flowers are gonna bloom. It's gonna look fantastic. And over here on this side, there are more raised beds. And they've gotten really creative. So I wanted to highlight. They've used zip ties to create some tunnels to protect their crops. They've used pool noodles. You can see they're using T-posts. They're using T-posts and pool noodles. There's some half-inch PVC that's been bent over to also protect, and a lot of hardware cloth. So it's actually pretty creative. They even have an owl crossing watch. Look. I don't know if there's an owl up there though. Very cool. And a barn cat operation. Oh, look, they're taking a nap. Can you see them? They're hard at work. This one looks fairly new, fairly recent. So construction-wise, it looks like they built a frame. And then on this side, this is how they take that side off to work on the garden. And it looks like it's on both sides. The panels just come off on both sides. The frame goes up and over like a bridge, and then it looks like it's reinforced here, and then in the center, and then these frames come off. There's a shed, community shed. And there are some compost stations, really cool. This is also really interesting. I don't know if this is to keep snails and slugs, but I don't think rats like that either. So they do have rats. And here you can see they just used PVC to construct the entire thing. So that's like a very inexpensive way and easy. You don't need building skills. And here's the orchard. And now for the main event. So this is the garden space I got to design for Epic Gardening. So the team sent me preliminary measurements of the exterior perimeter and also photos from all the different angles. We had one entrance there for the gate, and what I decided to design was a perimeter garden to really maximize the space. We're going to use Epic gardening beds, and also to really fully expand, we're going to put a large bed here and 4 beds over there with a water feature and also a couple benches into here. You'll get to see a full video from the team on how it all comes together. So today was kickoff and the team is working on irrigation, building the beds, and placement. So it might not look like a whole lot right now, just a patch of dirt, but in a few weeks you're gonna get to see my design come to life. The idea behind the design is how do we maximize the space but also keep it functional, easy to maintain, and obviously pretty. I picked out 13 birdies beds at differing sizes and heights, as well as green stock planters. That way you can get a sense of your options. It's still winter here in San Diego, so we'll be planting winter veggies like lettuces, kales, Asian greens, and root veggies, along with a bunch of herbs. I've set up the design space to hopefully inspire you in your own garden. We'll have corner gardens, we have a perimeter garden, we have arch trellises going in, and different orientations of how you can build out your own garden. Since this is a community garden, the team will also be installing drip irrigation for the times when they can't make it here to maintain the garden. When I design gardens, I'm thinking of the end in mind. So when the garden is all built out, planting and maintenance is next. We want to make sure our pathways are wide enough that you can walk through comfortably and not trip. You might want to bring in a bucket with you and you want to have enough space next to you to place it. And since this is the Epic gardening plot at the San Carlos Community Garden, it has to be epic. So I have Ian here. We've been talking about a month or so about this project.
It's been a while, yeah, a month or two.
Yeah.
It's been good though. It's been super fun going back and forth, and yeah, it's been a great time.
Really excited to show you how this all turns out. The team's still building the beds behind me. I'm taking off, but Ian's gonna keep this ball going.
Yep.
And then hopefully I'll be back next week to look at what we're planting. And then Paul's over there working on irrigation, somewhere back there.
Yep. We got the team at work, you know? Yep. We'll be sending some photo updates. Next week's gonna be super fun, planting out all the plants, starting some seeds. So yeah, it's a real community effort.
Yeah, we're gonna try to squeeze in just a little bit of winter before it warms up.
Yeah,
so.
we'll do our best.
All right, we'll see you in the next one.